friends, this is the Ms. Wolfie from our Half Acre Homestead, and today we're going to rebatch some soap. I have several pounds of soap, some that didn't turn out. So this is what I'm going to use for our rebatch. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grate this all up, and when I have this all grated up, we'll be back. So what we have here is all those bars of soap that you saw in the box, or almost all of them. There's about 4 pounds here, and I've grated them up with just an ordinary cheese grater. And they are in the crock pot, and I've turned it on low. Now we're just going to add a half a cup of water. And we're going to turn this on low and let it go for a while. Now, folks, don't put too much water in. It may not look like a lot, but trust me, you can't take the water out once it's in. So it's better to use less than more. So we're going to let this cook on low for about a couple of hours, and I'll stir it occasionally and we'll come back and have a look. Okay, it's been about, I don't know, an hour, and I went ahead and added more water. Now I figure I have 4 to 5 pounds of soap here, and a lot of it was really finely grated, and you want just enough water to help it melt as it cooks. Now, and I even might add a little bit more. So I'm going to say for 4 to 5 pounds of soap, I've put in about 1.25 cups of water. Now, there are many different ways of rebatching soap, and there are many different reasons for rebatching soap, and I'll tell you about them as I stir this. Some people do it on a double boiler. Some people put it in a boil-safe plastic bag and then double boil it that way. I'm just using the crock pot. Now, if you want to do it this way, you want to add some essential oils or anything like that, don't add them until the end when you're ready to remold this. The recooking process can burn off the scent. So now, if there's still some dry in the bottom, and this soap was really hard and really dry, so I'm using more water than maybe you might with a softer soap. You're going to have to play it by ear. You want it gooey. And then we're going to, let it cook until it all melts down. All right. Waste not, want not, folks. We'll be back when this is a little more cooked. All right, here is our soap that has melted. And I'm going to just take my mixer here and very gently just make sure it's all well mixed. Now what I have here is just a parchment lined bread pan. You don't use your bread pans for soap, folks. Anything metal will leave a discoloration on your soap. Now this isn't fancy soap, folks. This is rebatch soap. This is the stuff we're going to use for every day, for things like washing hands, grating in for your laundry. Otherwise, I would probably be adding things like more scent, a prettier color perhaps. And if you see flecks in this, some of this soap, or most of this soap, was actually goat's milk soap that had oatmeal in it. Now, I'm just going to do this, and I'm going to line another bread pan, and we're going to let these sit overnight until they solidify, and we'll be back in the morning when we cut them up. Okay, here's our rebatch soap. Now, one of the reasons you want to use very little water as possible is because what will happen is that's just going to evaporate and shrink as it hardens. So you want as little shrinkage as possible. I'm going to put these little bits in my can for my next batch of repurposing of soap. And I ended up with 2 logs. Now, like I said, these aren't going to be the ones you give away as gifts. These are your everyday bars of soap. And this is the color it is because A, I had other colors in there, and B, most of the soap was my bars of the goat's milk oatmeal soap that for some reason got this crystallized stuff on it. So we're just going to take our cutter now and we're going to cut them all up. And there we go. This is the Mrs. Wolfe from our half-acre homestead saying, don't throw away those slivers of soap and don't throw away your batch of soap that didn't turn out. You can go from this to this with your crock pot. Take care. Bye-bye.